How's it going, Eric? Thanks for doing this today. Through these first three games, how much have you seen the offense evolve?
We're just starting to come on into our own form. Uh, just kind of creating our identity right now. So obviously last week was a good week, but that doesn't matter anymore. So we got a new week, new opportunity to go 1-0. So we just got to keep building on our identity.
Ben Brenner.
Eric, obviously this year you've kind of broken into that starting lineup and held to it. How do you feel like you're kind of settling into that starting center position, and how is your sort of perspective evolving as you're a few games in now?
Just trying to, just being in the middle of everything, just trying to make sure everybody around me is, uplifted and know where they're going. Because, if you're not confident in where you're going, then, you're not going to play good, play fast. So my main thing is just making sure everybody knows where they got to go and where they got to be to play fast and, to help this offense go to another level.
Mike Kuba.
Eric, how have you seen Kevin Harris kind of just grow over the last couple of weeks? And do you think there's like a relationship with an offensive lineman and a running back knowing how they're going to hit a hole a certain way, kind of like the relationship that a quarterback and a receiver has to develop in terms of timing?
Well, when Kevin first stepped on campus, we called him the bus. And, last year, everybody didn't really get to see that. But now this year, everybody's seeing it. Kevin, just a guy that he's going to come in. He's gonna hit the hole. He's gonna make us look good in pass protection. He's gonna be right there behind us, flanking us. So Kevin, man, it's just he's coming into himself, and he's helping us create the identity that we want to push up front.
Josh Kendall.
Hey, Eric. Another Kevin Harris question. This one is about his personality. When he's on here with us, he is super quiet. Is he that quiet with you guys, or is it just a comfort level? Okay.
He a big ball of sunshine, man. I think y'all seen it in the 80-yard touchdown run. He was smiling at the 30-yard line running, and I was like, yeah, that's him, man. He's a guy, he gonna bring energy. And if he see us down, offensive lineman, sometimes we get tired. He's like, come on now, I got y'all. So he give us that smile. So we want to block harder for him, so that he gonna get in the right hole and get to the end zone.
What's he like in the weight room? I know he spends a lot of time there and a lot of energy there, but is he one of these screamers? Is he super intense? Is he smiling in there? What's his demeanor?
Nah, he pretty much the same guy. He brings smile. He gonna get the lift done. He heavy lifter. He's up there with the offensive lineman lifting with us. But he like I said, he always got a smile on his face, man. He's good guy.
Thank you, Eric.
Pete Acabelli.
Eric, I know you said that, last week doesn't matter anymore, but how much of a confidence boost, a lift did that give you guys, and how has that carried over these couple of days since beating Denver?
Well, it's not only a confidence boost for the first team, it's also a confidence boost for those guys that maybe haven't played since high school. So you got, second team guys that haven't got reps. The only reps they get is in practice. So seeing those guys out there, letting them get some of the reps that, that we always get, it was just exciting because, the same way that they're pumping me up, I was on the sideline pumping them up just as well because, somebody can get hurt and they gotta have to come in. So, it's like a confidence boost for everybody, not just starters.
Wes Mitchell.
Yeah, Eric, what's up, man? So, can you sort of talk us through the 88-yard run, just sort of what that call was, and maybe just from your perspective, it looked like pretty much everybody executed their blocks perfectly on that play. So, can you just sort of give us your viewpoint of that play?
Well, I'm gonna be real. Kevin probably should have had two 80-yard touchdown runs. First time I kind of made the wrong call, but it's all about adjustments. And the second time we got it right, and the rest is history. He just had that 80-yard touchdown run, and that's the main thing. When everybody is on, it's a great sign to see, and everybody is just gonna. Once everybody gets in the right position, good things happen.
Colin Taylor.
Yeah, Eric, what have you seen from Auburn defensively? What do they kind of do up front to kind of confuse you guys, and how are you trying to handle that this week in practice?
Auburn, they got a great front seven, good back end, just big guys. So, just like Coach Muschamp said, we got to set our face this week and just come in the building every day with a a work hard mentality, put your blue collar hat on, and just go downhill. Because I mean, it's time. This is the game that you kind of look forward to. Growing up in the SEC East, you don't always get to see the Auburns. So just to have this opportunity, it's a good time to take it.
Eric Boynton.
Yeah, Eric, you mentioned, the identity of the offense earlier, just a bit ago. What do you feel is the identity of this offense? What are you guys kind of building toward or mainly trying to establish?
I know not only speaking for myself, but I know the guys behind me that's flanking me from the left all the way to the right. We just want to put it on our shoulders and go downhill, because it's just putting it on our shoulders. That's pretty much what we want to build. Being nasty, have a great work ethic, and just playing to the whistle, all the way to the whistle.
David.
Eric, you guys have played on the road now, and you've got another home game coming up. What are some of the normal Friday night routines that you guys have in the team hotel that you can't do now because of COVID protocols? How have those changed with your Friday night routines?
I haven't seen much of a change. It's pretty much been the same. I pretty much try to keep the same routine. Everything's pretty much been the same. Nothing's been out of the ordinary too much.
What do you like to do on those Friday nights before the game?
Well, obviously, once we watch a film, you got to be dialed in. But sometimes it's not always about being dialed in, just having fun with the guys around you. So I like to go into some of the running backs' rooms. I'll go into the quarterback's room. I was just playing Call of Duty with Ryan the other day, just having, just being with the guys and, just not always just being cooped up by yourself. That's what you got to build, camaraderie.
Ben Briner.
Hey, Eric, you mentioned kind of a certain call that would have given you, that second really long run. And I kind of wanted to ask for those of us who've never played offensive line, what was sort of the difference in those calls, and why did it work the second time versus not the first?
Well, just getting a hat on a hat, really. The first time we had we had a guy run free, but the second time we got a hat on a hat, and Prentice, he pretty much sealed the deal. He drove his dude all the way back to Vandy's sideline. So once after that, it was just getting a hat on the hat and letting Prentice and Kevin Harris do the work. So.
Eric Boynton.
Eric, now that we're getting ready to close out the first month of the regular season, have you seen any difference from the start of the regular season to now in Colin Hill, whether that's comfortable with the offense, comfortable with his leadership role, maybe even comfortable with his with his knee coming off the major injury? Any differences from a month ago to now?
Nah, I mean, Colin's pretty much been the same ever since he came in from the jump, from summer workouts all the way until now. He's been the same guy. He's gonna, he's gonna give you it all. And he's just being more comfortable with us, obviously, on the offensive line because, he knows where he needs to go, if he needs to step up or if he needs to scramble or something like that. But everything, from Colin's standpoint, he's been pretty consistent. That's what we appreciate from him. And, it just helps this offense get to another level.
Take two more for Eric, Colin, then Mike.
Eric, first of all, who's the better Call of Duty player, you or Ryan?
Sure, Ryan. I was messing up his KD the other day.
And I guess you guys have run a lot of inside zone and a lot of power this year in the run game. Just what's made you guys so successful doing that, and how creative do you feel like you guys are in the run game this year?
It just goes back to what I was saying probably in the beginning with fall camp. Just with Coach Bobo, he just puts us in a position to be successful. And for him putting us in those positions to get out in space and running and just putting a hat on a hat, it just works to our advantage. So, it's pretty much everything, the scheme-wise, it helps us. So that's the main thing. Just scheme-wise helps us.
Last question goes to Mike Uva.
Eric, just going back to 2 weeks when you guys play Tennessee, how much faster, especially the offensive line, do you feel like you guys are playing now that you've had a couple games under your belt in this new offensive system with Bobo?
Just being more comfortable because, obviously the first week, people were trying to get their feet wet. It was kind of out of the game for 3 months. So really just that first drive kind of, put it in perspective for us. So then we had to, turn it on. But now that we're into game 4, it's like, all right, we're here now. Like, let's keep going, keep growing as an offense, and keep creating our identity.